Welcome back. So, if the Aam Aadmi Party thought that they would celebrate Independence Day with its entire top brass out of jail, well, the script exactly hasn't played out that way. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, who was hoping to follow his former deputy Manish Sisodia out of Tihar, was dealt with a major blow by the Supreme Court today. The top court has refused to grant interim bail to the Aam Aadmi Party Supremo, and in the matter of his regular bail, a reply has been sought from the CBI. And the matter has also been posted for the 23rd of August. During today's proceedings, Kejriwal's counsel Abhishek Manu Singh argued that the Delhi Chief Minister has already received bail in the case filed by the ED, and hence he is entitled to at least interim bail. The Delhi Chief Minister has also termed the arrest by the CBI as insurance arrest, which is malified in nature. However, the Supreme Court deferred and instead chose to issue a notice to the CBI in the regular bail case. Kejriwal right now is the only remaining top Aam Aadmi Party leader to still be behind bars in the alleged liquor scam case. Aam Aadmi Party's number 2, Manish Sisodia, was granted bail last Friday in both the ED and the CBI cases after spending 17 months in jail. The party's number 3, Sanjay Singh, who was arrested by the ED in October 2023, was released on bail this April.
Two applications filed by Arvind Kejriwal was listed before the Supreme Court bench led by Justice Surya. One, his bail application in the Delhi liquor scam being probed by the CBI, and the other one, the petition filed by Kejriwal challenging his arrest by CBI. Supreme Court has refused interim relief, interim bail, saying that on the next date of hearing, that is August 23rd, arguments will be heard on both the petitions. This juncture, Abhishek Manu Singh said that he deserves an interim bail because already 3 times he had been granted bail by various courts in the PMLA matter. On May 10th by the Supreme Court interim bail, July 12th by the Supreme Court interim bail again, and June 20 by the trial court, which has been stayed by the High Court, and also said that Kejriwal will pass the triple test, like he will not tamper with evidence, he will not influence witnesses, and he's also not a flight risk. But the Supreme Court said all these arguments will be heard on August 23rd. For the time being, the Supreme Court bench led by Justice Surya has issued notice to CBI, and the reply has to be filed by the August 23rd. That is the next date of hearing.
Let me now go across to my guest for a quick chat. Dr. Gupta, spokesperson of the BJP, is joining me. Also joining me is Ravi Srivastava, political analyst, someone who understands and analyzes the Aam Aadmi Party. Ravi Srivastava ji, coming to you first. It seems that Arvind Kejriwal had hoped that he would receive independence from jail this Independence Day, but that's not happened. Was the strategy of trying to copy or at least cite the bail given to Manish Sisodia something which turned out to be ineffective in the end?
What you are saying is a fact. We all had hoped that he'll be granted a bail today. That has not happened. But the hopes are alive because the notices have been issued to the petitioners, that is CBI, and the matter will be heard again on 23rd. Yes, had he been there on Independence Day, this would have been a great morale booster for the Aam Aadmi Party, who are hoping for his release after that ED's bail granted almost a month before. So I think there is no case. The fact remains is that all these charges which have been made are all on the base of some approver's statement or such thing. There is no incontrovertible evidence yet shown, and this is evident because Manish Sisodia or Sanjay Singh, they have all got bail, and there was no evidence to prove or show even that they are connected even remotely with the whole thing. So I think this will definitely turn out. It's a matter of a few days or a week or 10 days. He will definitely come out of the jail, and he'll be working for the people of Delhi once again, because the assembly elections are due next February. So there is still another 6 months time. He'll be working hard for that, and definitely the sagging morale of the Aam Aadmi Party workers will be restored. The fact is that all these charges which were made, they were not, they proved the malicious intent of the Modi government. Why I say Modi government? Because the agencies are controlled by them, And this is not happening only in case of Arvind Kejriwal. This is happening in the case of practically all opposition leaders who were jailed. All other than those who went into the BJP Dhobi Ghat and converted their loyalty and went into their party. Apart from that, those who fought, they all have come out unscathed, whether it was Hemant Soren or whether Manish Sisodia or Sanjay Singh or any more who have come out. To the extent that Honorable Supreme Court has now said that even these cases of UAPA will also be granted bail. The Supreme Court says that bail is a matter of right and the bail should be given and the jail should be exception. But the Supreme Court has made another observation that the lower courts, the trial court or the high court, they are playing it safe. They are just transferring all the cases to reach up to Supreme Court and make it sort of a thing that Honorable Milord, you only grant the bail. We will not do it.
But this was in the Supreme Court, Ravi Srivastava, and the Supreme Court has decided in its wisdom not to grant interim bail today. Dr. Anil Gupta, spokesperson of the BJP, responded to the charges made by Ravi Srivastava. Essentially, if politics is all about perception and just a few months to go for the assembly election in the state, the perception is building that all the Aam Aadmi Party leaders, whether it be Manish Sisodia, whether it be Sanjay Singh, are all being eventually granted bail. And it was inevitable that Mr. Kejriwal will also be granted bail. But the more he is being kept in jail and more he is being denied and Tariq pa Tariq is going on with him, sympathy is gradually building for the Delhi Chief Minister.
Respect the verdict of the honorable courts, be it the lower court, high court or the Supreme Court. What happened on August 5? The honorable high court upheld the arrest of Kejriwal as illegal. Now today they have issued the notices to the agencies for the 23rd August. So even in the case of Manish Sisodia, he was given the conditional bail. Not even a single person, not even a single leader or the worker of the Aam Aadmi Party has been exonerated by any court, be it the lower, high court or the Supreme Court. It is granting bail is a routine procedure. Can anybody say that some person is exonerated? No, nothing. It is still in the liquor scheme. The charges are there because of the routine procedure. The bail was granted to
No, but he has not been exonerated, but he's also not been proven guilty. No, sir. The law still sees a person as innocent until they're proven guilty. They have not been exonerated, yes, but they've also not been found guilty.
I'm replying to that. I never said that. I'm saying they are accused. I'm not said. Because it is up to the court to decide.
Yeah.
And as a political party, we always say, they are into the corruption charges. We say, even the liquor scam, even in the Rajmahal scam, even in the classroom Gotala, even the panic button Gotala, liquor, this fake medicine, so many things are there. Recently, the 3 officers were suspended in this Rajmahal Gotala. See, CM Kejriwal is the only person in the history of India who is running the government from Tihar jail. The development of Delhi is totally collapsed because nobody is there to take a decision. But still, what we feel as a party, whatever is the decision of the court, we respect that. We are not like the Aam Aadmi Party. When the decision come in their favor, they feel it is joyful. When the decision is against them, they just criticize the court. What happened in the Elderman case, in the MCD Elderman? What the Supreme Court has told? What happened in this Rajendra Nagar case in the High Court? They criticize the government. So we are not like that. Whatever is the procedure, granting bail is a routine procedure. We still say, because even to the Manish Sisodia, he was given bail when he served this jail term for 17 months. So in any case, they are not the super citizen of the country. They are the normal citizen. If charges are there, it is their responsibility.
Let me then put my final point across.
Yeah.
Let me put my final question across to Ashutosh Srivastava, Supreme Court advocate, is joining us. Ashutosh Srivastava, from a common person's point of view, there's some mixed messaging coming on from the Apex Court, and I hope you can break it down for our viewers here. A few days ago, when Manish Sisodia was granted bail by the Supreme Court had judged that keeping someone indefinitely behind bars is denying him his fundamental right to freedom, and some other very strong remarks as well. Yesterday, the Supreme Court pointed out that bail and not jail is the norm, even in cases such as UAPA, where the burden of accused is actually on the burden of proof is on the accused to prove his or her innocence. Right
Yes.
after that, today we got a headline coming from the Supreme Court that there has been no bail granted to Arvind Kejriwal. Is this procedural, or do you
Yeah.
feel that there is some mixed messaging which comes in
No,
from the apex court?
I explain that part. See, first of all, the matter which came up for hearing before the Supreme Court today, it was the interim bail which the Supreme Court said that we are not inclined to grant. However, the main petition is pending. It is to be heard. So, in a way, the Supreme Court has already issued notice. That means the Supreme Court is interested to hear this matter on
Okay.
merits of the case, and the Supreme Court is of the view that the opposite party, that is CBI, should also be given appropriate opportunity to produce their case why the custody of Mr. Kejriwal is required to be continued. So, see, in these kind of cases, so it is not that the court has finally decided it. It only said that we will not grant interim bail unless and until we hear the opposite party, that is the CBI in this case as well. So now the main issues the Supreme Court will look into on 23rd, or as the case may be, whether giving bail to Mr. Kejriwal will impact any sort of influence in the investigation which is going on by the CBI, whether the witnesses will be tampered, whether there will be a flight risk, whether he can, he will not participate in the, in the prosecution, in the proceedings, in the trial. So all these aspects are to be seen by the Supreme Court while deciding the bail petition. So, then the CBI will come up as to why they require the custody of Mr. Kejriwal. And then what evidences do they have, and, how his release will affect the investigation. That is what the CBI has to prove from their side.
Okay.
And from this side, as you said, that an under trial prisoner cannot be detained behind the bar, indefinitely. That is true. But at the same time, it has to be seen whether the investigation is totally completed by the investigating agency, whether his release will influence. Because if we see the order passed by the Delhi High Court on 5th of August while rejecting or to grant any sort of relief to Mr. Kejriwal, it is stated that only after the arrest certain witnesses have come up and they have given their statements. Otherwise they were not interested, they were under fear to give any such a statement. And also the Delhi High Court reached to a conclusion that there was no malice behind the arrest by the CBI. So all these findings are there by the High Court of Delhi. But at the same time, we have to see how the Supreme Court goes on onto this particular case and this aspect. So I'm
So
of the view
all eyes are
that
now on the 23rd of August, which is when the regular bail hearing comes up for Arvind Kejriwal. He tried to get interim bail relief probably on the heels of Manish Sisodia getting similar relief, and that was also one of the grounds cited by his counsel, Abhishek Manu Singhvi. But that has evidently not happened. So whether he gets permanent bail in 9 days from now remains to be seen. But for now, thank you so much, Dr. Anil Gupta, Ravi Srivastava, and Ashutosh Srivastava also for joining me with your short perspectives as well. We move on now.